relax this side right there. Let it go.
Ooh, that was good. Oh, that one's sharp.
I can feel something right in there.
Got it.
Yep. Breathe. Exhale. All right, gotcha. I know. Here we go. Get it good. Wow, jeez. Yeah. All right, I got you, bud. Breathe. Breathe. And exhale. Exhale. There it is. Yes. All right, breathe. Oh my God. Oh, right there.
You don't really feel the parts that don't move until meet the elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
There we go.
Nice.
Been doing gymnastics since you were 3, since 16 or so, you said?
Yes.
And you have some shoulder, scapula pain. Tell me about what's going on today. I know you said you were a chiropractor a couple months ago. They adjusted you.
Yeah, I just get this anxiety pain like right here,
Okay.
so I don't really know why or how to get it to go away. I've done infrared sauna, which helps a little bit, but
Sharp, achy.
it's almost more achy. Like I wouldn't say sharp. It's more achy. Like there's just a.
Right on the bone or more in between the
And
shoulders?
I feel like it's like under my scapula.
Underneath
Like
the
I
scapula.
need someone to just like rip it out, like that type of feeling.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
All right, and that's been going on for a couple of years or
Yeah,
how long?
probably like 7 or 8 years. It was
Okay.
around the time I stopped gymnastics.
Was there an injury that you kind of felt it happen? Or?
I actually think it's because when I tore my ligament and tendon here, I was just still working out and doing gymnastic stuff, so I did everything one-handed. So I think I strengthened one side too much, and then eventually when I did both sides again, it never.
What happened to your elbow? You've torn?
Yeah, I fell off the high bar and I tore my ligament and tendon.
So
and I did what you
overextended.
should never do. I like fell right on my
Ooh.
hand. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a few months of just using one side of strength, and
Gotcha.
I think that hurt too. And then I went to physical therapy and whatnot, but
Okay.
I'm assuming that was the main reason.
All right. So you went to a chiropractor. They adjusted you. Did they talk about posture? They just sort of just adjusted you, and that was it, or they talk about curves at all? I'm just curious what they.
I don't think they talked about posture at
Not
all.
much about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have the best posture, but I don't think they talked about it. They just popped and said I felt tight.
Okay.
So.
Our alignment. Well, there's 2 reasons we can have tightness. We can have posture. For instance, if our head's forward, which obviously as a student for years, and
Mhm.
now our work, you know, you do a lot of probably driving and talking and sitting and phones. So our alignment creates tension because the more forward our head goes, the tighter our muscles get. And those muscles attach right where you're pointing to. So it's kind of an attachment point. It's also a nerve stress point. So the joints in your lower neck will refer pain to that area. So you have some overlap in there, and we're going to treat both of them today. Most likely both are upset. You have the lower neck is under stress, and the attachments that attach in that area of stress. And then you also have injuries. So that's why I asked about trauma and stuff like that, because when you have a trauma, your body expects it to happen again. It expects you to tear, you know, so it puts extra bone down. You said on an x-ray they saw some extra bone growth. Was it maybe your neck?
Yeah, the upper
Or
somewhere.
So
yeah.
the bones will adapt to stress and get larger. It's not a disease. It's the same thing as a callus or a muscle getting bigger. Your body adapts to stress and things grow. Turn right and left.
No.
No pain. We turn. How about looking up?
I used to actually feel like pain like this, but I've been stretching it myself, and I can finally do this again.
Okay.
But it's not the most enjoyable feeling, but it's tight, but I can do it.
Okay. So your range of motion
Yeah.
is, we would say the total range of motion looks normal.
Yeah.
What I typically find is that even though the total value is normal, it's not happening evenly.
Mhm.
So meaning one area is most likely doing more than what
Yeah.
it's meant to handle, and then another area is doing less. And so this is where there are tools that chiropractors use called inclinometers that measure your range of motion. The difficulty with that is that it only shows you the total value, not is every part doing its job.
Mhm.
And the only way really to find that is to actually work on you, and I can feel where's
Yeah.
all the work happening. All right, look straight forward for me. Look at your posture here. Relax your arms by your side, you got it. All right, so your head's a little tilted left. What happens is your left shoulder's high. What's happening is, essentially I'm exaggerating, but what's going on is that you're in an avoidance of the right side of your neck, and then when your head tilts to the left, you can't walk around with your head tilted.
Yeah.
Your shoulders become unlevel. It's not a shoulder problem as much as it is a head injury problem.
I do feel like one of my legs is longer too, but probably not.
Hips are pretty level. What
Yeah.
I see is that the head's forward. This is where, again, the stress in this area is happening because your ear hole should be over the center of your shoulder. And we're dealing with about at least an inch
Yeah.
forward head posture. You know, they're nerdier chiropractors, believe it or not, than me, that all they care about is getting your ear over your shoulder. We
Yeah.
have to get the forward head posture reduced. That symptom here is an inevitable symptom when our alignment isn't where it belongs. Like if I held a bowling ball in front of me, my muscles would be sore.
Yeah.
You have to move the bowling ball closer to your body, otherwise that mechanical stress that the position is creating won't go away.
That makes sense.
Just adjusting people, just massaging people, just lasering or cryoing, it won't get the ear over the shoulder.
Mhm.
We use all those as tools to make the spine limber so that we can do some stretching, counter stretching, with the goal of getting that to line up. So we're looking at the center of the shoulder and then the ear hole is what those are supposed to line up from the side. All right, yep, feet flat, perfect. Take one deep breath in, let's see how your back moves here. Deep breath in, and then head back for me. And long go. There we go, deep breath in, wow. And exhale for me. There we go. Oh, all right, deep breath in again, I got you. Head back, exhale. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, take a deep breath in, and exhale and twist, I got you. How's that for me? Beautiful. Take a deep breath in, exhale and twist. Let's go face that for me again. Very good.
Oh, wow.
I know.
You're like little.
I'm
Those
proud
are
of
really
those.
loud.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. Yeah. Big knot on the right here. Yeah, the atlas is actually over to the left, but everything else is over to the right. So you have a knot here on the left upper and then the right lower. This is what's creating your head tilt, is all of this. See how it's flush on this side, and then the right side of your neck has, I think I call this a dent. This is pushed in, and then it's popped out on the right side. So there's an injury right here. This is the epicenter of it. That's essentially causing your head to tilt. All right. Top bone's a little bit out to the left there. There you go. Let it go.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. Very nice. Loosen this guy a little bit here. And relax this side right there. Let it go.
Oh, that was good.
I'm
That was
shocked.
so loud.
Favorite thing to do?
It was either floor or vault. I think floor is more exciting just because
Okay.
I could show off more.
Gotcha. Amazing. I can do a somersault.
That's fun.
Barely.
Yeah.
Come around, yeah, the cartwheel. Sorry, maybe that's not a cartwheel. I didn't mean come.
I don't think you can do
I can do a cartwheel. Yeah. I don't even know the terms. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah, right there. Something happened in here, and then like
It
I
does
said,
randomly sometimes
Uh-huh.
feel so painful there, and I don't remember. I always
Uh-huh.
forget until it happens.
so what typically happens is because there's an injury on the right, the weight of the neck will get sent to the other side. So the left side compensates, and then that puts more stress on the left side of your neck, and then the left lower neck also attaches right into that shoulder blade.
That makes sense.
So, Ed, I told you it's in my shoulder, why I rub my neck so much. Well, ultimately, the neck is the controller of the shoulders, and so if we don't get the head to shoulder alignment, improved, then kind of just chasing carrots.
Yeah.
You're not going to get to the root cause of why that area is under so much stress. And so we're supposed to have an arch in our neck, and this is why you always hear of cervical supports or neck supports. What the heck are we supporting? Well, the neck isn't supposed to be straight, which means ortho. It's supposed to be lordotic, meaning curved. That's why you have lumbar supports, and there's supposed to be a curve in your lower back and a curve in your neck. It's not supposed to be just flat to the floor, right? There's supposed to be an arch in your neck, and we develop this arch in the first year of life, and it's supposed to take us from 1 to 90 or whatever, how long we're going to live, and we lose that arch at a young age from school years, especially looking down, life, phones, everything is forwardly rotated, and our world doesn't check posture, right? We're not getting evaluated pediatrically or even chiropractically for posture, and most chiropractors are not even doing postural work. So we live in a reactive world where we just wait till injuries happen and then react to it. There's really not much in terms of health care. So it's unfortunate, and that's what we try to teach here is not just help, not just address the symptoms, but teach people how to brush their own teeth in that sense of how do I care for my own spine. There we go. Yeah, there shouldn't be any, whatever you want to call, kind of grainy or crunchy.
Yeah, it's always crunchy up there.
There shouldn't be anything. It should just be a smooth slide.
Yeah,
No,
that'd be nice.
No, kind of like running your comb through your hair. It shouldn't catch. It should go through effortlessly. It shouldn't be like getting snagged or caught on something in the same way when, or like running your hand down a piano. All the keys
Yeah.
should just go.
I can't even imagine not rubbing my neck and it not crunching. Like,
Right. Well,
that's crazy.
when I was dating my wife, I asked her how many. She's a horse rider. Do you ride horses or have
No,
you?
I've never have.
Okay. My wife has ridden horses for years, and I asked her, I said, how many times have you fallen off that horse? And she said, I can't count. And I was like, well, how many times have you had like a really bad fall? And she's like, maybe 10. And I was like, okay, these are going to be things that we're going to deal with.
Yeah.
And I
married you.
Right.
and I was going to pose the question, how many times have you fallen, like let's say on your neck and shoulder, right? Like off of a beam or or doing a flip or
Oh God. Yeah.
you can't count.
Yeah, not even.
Right.
Yeah.
I've stopped counting, Ed.
Yeah.
It's happened accidentally.
Yeah.
Because when I watch like Simone Biles or any of these gymnasts do these moves and they land them perfectly and you're like, wow, that was amazing. But then what I'm thinking as a chiropractor is how many times did she not land it to learn how to do it that way? How many mistakes had to have occurred? So these are the roots down here. We're gonna push all this back down. All these attachments need to be recompressed. All right, and then we gotta aim your neck back to being here, as odd as it might feel.
I kind of like it.
Okay, good. All right. This is where we're going to hold you. So at the end of the visit, we'll show you a orthotic called a Denerol, but it's basically a piece of foam that emulates my thumb, and it holds you in this position. And the first goal of care is to use this at home and start to remind your spine how to be where it belongs. And the more curve we put in your neck, we also should remove a lot of that stress on that shoulder, the tension in there, versus just trying to treat the tension. If we don't get the curve back in the neck, it's kind of... I got really strong thumbs, and there's a lot of resistance here.
Is there?
I mean, I'm holding you where you belong. It's like, what? Aren't you happy, Ed? My neck's curving. No, because it's requiring a lot of pressure to get your neck to curve. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
There doesn't feel like there's much willingness.
Yeah, I'm trying to be super.
I'm like grabbing its arm.
Loose
Come on,
too.
we're going across the street. It's okay. If it was easy, I'd be confused. I've been adjusted my whole life.
It's like, what are you doing?
Oh,
You feel the ease
yeah,
at which my neck bends, right? Your neck has like a
yeah,
tightness
for
in there.
sure does.
There's not a suppleness. Now, like I said earlier, it can be a little confusing because it's like, well, my range of motion's fine. I can bring my head back.
Yeah.
Ed, she can bend her neck, but it's not occurring very willingly at the top. You're bending too much at the bottom, and so your total value looks good, but it's not happening evenly. All right, so this is Gua Sha, a little comb.
I love Gua Sha.
Okay, all right. You've had this kind of similar type, a little bit.
Not on me, but on my face, like the that type of Gua Sha. So
Okay.
not the blood flow. But we watched your videos.
Okay,
we,
cool.
We educated.
All right, there's a mark coming up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right there. And yeah, like that right there. These are little injuries that healed.
It's just so weird. 'Cause it's so normal to me. I just expect
Uh-huh.
it to pop and crack. And
It doesn't have to. It doesn't. It can be
Yeah.
untangled. It's ultimately the lymphatics, which are the sewer pipes, get clogged up. This is where sinus, even ear issues can happen.
yeah, I feel like
It all
I touch
drains.
here. I feel like a sharp spot on my.
Mhm.
Not sharp, but
It all drains down the neck, and so our world doesn't connect the dots that face, sinus issues and the neck are really correlated and connected. All right. Yeah, there's that injury right here on this right side.
how often would you say to do this type of
The
stuff?
goal is to get through, I call it boot camp, so it's at least a handful of visits to get through the point where no more marks come out. And at that point, usually everything's moving, and then the care transitions to homework, the stretching that I'm talking about with the Denerol. The stretching is very effective if your neck is jammed up. right? If the neck is rigid, then it won't bend properly over the device. So we go through a handful of treatments, and the short answer is I don't know, but usually at 25 it isn't too long. These are the roots of the neck. It's like think of the neck as like a trunk of a tree, and as the tree leans over, the roots on the opposite side start to lift out of the ground, right? So if you don't stand the tree upright, then the roots won't just it'll keep on happening, and so we have to try to get the head angled back. But yeah, these are the roots right here. Gua Sha draws out what is internally blocked up, trapped, and you can almost directly correlates with soreness, like right there.
Yeah.
You'll feel the areas that we're drawing out. That's where the marks will come out. And the left one was worse, right? Is that correct? The left one is where the main symptoms are?
Yeah, that's.
There's not as much coming out over here. There's
Yeah.
some, but just scanning that left side's all elevated. So it kind of reflects. So the right, this is popped up here, and then it pops up on the opposite side because of the shoulder tilt. And so now this is more elevated here on your left side. This will then usually cause right lower back, right leg. Eventual symptoms, probably too young, but my point is that our world doesn't really do proactive care. It waits till the symptom happens. And the symptom of the right side of your lower back being overstressed is a result of the left middle being tighter, ultimately from the neck. But some collision happened right there. Breathe. Feel the difference right here?
Yeah.
Feel that? Yeah.
Wish I knew what happened.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't
I
know.
remember.
Sometimes I think of it like the trampoline effect. The brassiere, the bra holds this area, and then the area right above will pop out. Does that make sense? Because like when I used to double bounce my sister on the trampoline, right? You push down before the trampoline. You shoot the other person up, so it pushes in here, and then it pops out above. And then when you have injuries, the area right above is already kind of elevated.
Crazy.
Right there.
Almost makes me hold my breath.
Try to breathe through it. I know it's tough. I'll go ease up, but right there. This is where your diaphragm attaches, and commonly when we get injured, we hold our breath, so this
Yeah.
area gets bound up. We gotta learn to breathe through that.
But if it is too hard, don't feel bad telling me back off.
No, you're good. It's like the pain where I feel like I'm not. It's not bad pain.
I'm going right for it. That's the peak of the whatever injury happened in here.
That side almost like tickles,
Mm.
like itch, like because it's so sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Pain tickle. That one's sharp.
Mm. I can feel something right in there.
Yeah, it's sharp, sharp.
All right, all right.
Goes up to
All right, easy, easy. Yeah, there's.
You've done stuff to your body.
Yeah. That's interesting. Is that like where you were pushing on it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. It does feel different.
Right there. We don't typically, without somebody pushing on it, we don't notice the parts of our back that are frozen
Yeah.
until somebody pushes on them. Because the sensors, the nerves are all based on motion. So if an area is totally frozen,
Yeah.
I didn't know it existed until you went in there and asked it to work, and then you go, huh. Right? That's why we put casts on things, not just for protection and, so we don't re-injure it, but also for it to feel better, right? We immobilize something. And so in the same way, this area has been injured and then immobilized, and we don't have as much awareness of it until it's adjusted. And then nobody really cares until the lower back gets worn out, because this is frozen for 20 years. The lower back will age at a faster rate, and then they just operate here, right? There's almost very, very, very rare any surgery happens in this area. It's the most commonly locked down, frozen area, and then in response to this area being frozen, the lower back.
Interesting.
So how do we stop, sciatica? How do we stop radiculitis and radiating symptoms and the disc injury in the lower back? Well, by not allowing your middle back to be frozen for years, and then also talking about that lumbar curve that we mentioned earlier. Do you have a lumbar curve? Well, how do I evaluate it? Well, I'm going to put you on a lumbar curve device. If it's easy, then you have a curve. If you lay on it and you want to punch me, you don't have a curve. So the ease of which your body will, be in the right position tells us if we're in the right alignment or not. Gua Sha just speeds up this process. It expedites the time it takes to make people supple, thereby making the stretching more effective, and then your need for me goes down, and live a nice life and brush your teeth and
Nice.
care for yourself, and not, you shouldn't have to be constantly 3 times a week the rest of your life adjusted. The goal is to be taught how to care for our own spine, acknowledge the things that are, understanding what makes our pains, looking down for hours, doing taxes, paperwork, phones, right, and trying to, the first way to solve a problem is to identify it, right? Many times we're not even identifying what is causing these pains. And I came in with shoulder symptoms and I left with middle back symptoms. I know, thumbs up. the areas of your spine that are hurting usually aren't hurting because they're doing anything wrong. They're just doing too much. So thereby, me asking them to do more isn't going to help this problem. Right? They're already over functioning. Those attachments are already overstressed. Your lower neck's already overstressed. So the fix is indirect. We work on the areas that are surrounding those areas, get them working, which they're not going to, be happy about. They're going to be reluctant to functioning, and then by restoring their function, they take the stress off the areas that you came in. That were complaining when you first came in. Those we hurt typically in the overstressed, hypermobile areas. And everybody goes, "Oh, you're tight." Well, yeah, the body's trying to protect now the injured areas. The only way to help them is by balancing the weight, fixing the posture. And it's much softer now.
It is. It feels a lot better.
Much softer, but yeah, right here's much better. I got you. Take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders. I got you. We're just gonna arch up. We're stretching. Breathe. All right. Breathe for me. Breathe in. Exhale. We're gonna stretch. Here we go. Coming back. Good. I know. Breathe. Yeah, a little deeper to go. Exhale. Come on. Here we go. All right. Good. Okay. You did good. Okay. Put your arms down for me. Hands right there. Okay. All right. Breathe. Exhale. All right. Gotcha. I know. Here we go. You did good. All right.
Why toes and everything?
Sorry, yeah, that's a habit.
That area is definitely. You're very flexible here.
That's what every time I had like therapy, they're like, you're too flexible for us to help
Correct.
you.
And that's what happens is you're very flexible in a small area,
Yeah.
but less flexible or very immobilized in another. And we're trying to, that's why we say the word adjustment, not the word manipulation. We're trying to balance your mobility, move some of the hypermobility away from your lower back, and that the areas that move too much will age at a faster rate. The candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long.
Yeah.
It's not a diseased candle. It's just, we're not taught how to, and if we just wing it and live our life, then we're just going to age too disproportionately in the lower back. And there. Did you have kind of care when you were doing gymnastics, or is it kind of just walk it off, kid? Did you have any?
Well, my parents just paid for a lot of massages.
Massages, okay.
But that's really all.
The extent
Like,
of it, I get you.
yeah, I did physical therapy after injuries, and then I did it once I had that sharp pain in my shoulder, or not sharp, but
Gotcha.
whatever pain in my shoulder.
Gotcha.
But I didn't have anything crazy during.
Gotcha.
I just got a massage like once every 2 months, which I thought was a lot for a kid. So.
What we're dealing with.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's pretty.
There's the side, and then your back.
Oh.
There's that on this left side. That's where I'm going to show you in a second how to stretch. But then these are the pains of the roots, the shoulders. These are all attachments from your neck. And eventually, no marks come out. The goal is that all the mark is evidence of why we're here. And then as the tissue moves properly, it won't make that mark. It should just become kind of red or like a pinkish color.
For sure.
Easy. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's definitely, even the way it sounded there was like
Yeah. Figured I should warn
some
you.
extra. What happens is when you break your ankle, the bones grow back larger, expecting another break.
It's the worst. I see them bigger.
They're just, it's like muscles. They grow
both of them.
as you stress a muscle, it gets bigger. You stress a joint.
You get his big toe, and he's so upset because I try to pop his toes every morning, and I never can get his big toe.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You mean get your boyfriend's
Yes.
big toe? Oh, okay.
Yes, his. Oh no, that's good though. Now I'm gonna get his big toe.
You get them all. All right, maybe just sit for me, facing this way. Yep. Have you press back with your elbow into my elbow?
Ooh,
Nice.
that's so easy. Not easy, but
Press back with your elbow. Press back with your elbow into my elbow. There we go. Okay, it's okay. All right. I got you. Go ahead and tilt your head left for me. Tilt left. Tilt your head left.
Oh, that was weird.
And tilt your head left for me. Tilt. Okay. Okay.
I wanted this one.
All right, go ahead and tilt your head to the right for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, crunch.
Yep.
Go ahead and tilt your head to the right for me. Tilt right.
Oh. Wow, that was cool. I don't know how I don't know what it did, but I liked it.
So when we were watching your videos,
Yeah.
she went to go scratch my head. She wrapped around. Like I thought she was just regular scratching my head.
I didn't pull his ear.
My ear, and she almost ripped it out. I'm like, what?
No, I didn't. It was just a gentle
So me, it
little
felt like
rub.
it. Is it like 7 pounds of force or something like that to rip it off, or is that just a rumor?
Yeah,
somewhere?
you're just.
I've never heard
Yeah,
that.
no.
You're like
14 pounds.
Yeah.
You're like watching the video like.
Yeah, she reached around. I thought she was scratching
No,
my
I
head.
just
and then she
rubbed.
walked off. Yeah.
So this is the orthotic I was mentioning
cool.
earlier. And leg straight if you can. There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go. There, perfect. The idea is you kind of keep it in the middle upper neck, and then sometimes you'll take your hand and you place it on your forehead to get your head to like kind of sink into it.
Yeah, I feel like my head, I feel like I'm a tense person, so naturally I feel like it's trying to lift up.
Right. And as your neck complies and gets used to being curved, we're taking it to a new place. We're taking, and actually not so much a new place as a place that your neck used to be. Your neck used to be curved. You okay? You okay?
Yeah,
So the
it
goal,
feels a little tired.
it's gonna feel a little weird.
Yeah.
It's it might even when I get you off, might feel a little warmer, tingly. That's okay. The goal is 20 minutes. 20 minutes is not a number I thought sounded cool. 20 minutes is a real number for molding the curve back in your
Yeah.
spine. The ligaments take about 20 minutes to change position. That doesn't mean we have to do it the first time, but the goal is we have to get to 20 minutes, and then we have to do 20-minute stretches to get to the first checkpoint. That's kind of the first. I did it 5 times for 5 minutes, Ed. Didn't work. Okay, I said 20.
Yeah.
20-minute sessions would be the first kind of where we need to get that under our belt. If you did it 2 times a day, it'd be 10 days, but you want to, ideally before you go to bed, end of the day, similar to brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth and go to bed. You don't brush your teeth, eat ice cream and go to bed. Kind of negate
Yeah.
the benefit of brushing your teeth. In the same way, we don't want to do the dental roll and then look at our phone for a half hour and then go to bed.
Yeah.
Right? It would undo.
I just feel like it's more flowy. Like I don't feel as tense.
Yeah.
Because I just am tense. But as a person, but no, it feels light. I
Cool.
feel like I need water.
Yeah.
We'll get you water. You did great.
No, but it does feel really good. Thank
So,
you.
either golfing or weightlifting, no idea. I've had so many injuries from weightlifting, but golfing, we just started doing whatever, just kind of got into it. And then just this pain, basically upper right side right here,
Gotcha.
and it goes directly through to my chest.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I stopped lifting
Actually-
when this pain happened.
It's actually quite pronounced. These ribs are popped out here. That is as obvious as it gets.
That's great.
It's a rib head.
That's great news. No, because I've been told that it was just like a muscle issue.
So there's 2 joints. Well, there's 3 joints really. There's 2 joints where the rib attaches to the side of the spinous, and then there's 2 joints between the vertebrae. So there's 6 joints at every level in the thoracic cage. So you have these 2 knuckles in here where the transverse costovertebral joint, the rib attaches, and that nerve lies right next to the rib. And so when you irritate that nerve, it'll wrap around to the front.
If this would go away,
Oh, that's
I don't cry, but like I'd be like wicked happy.
nothing going down the arms.
I've had tingling, yeah. Sometimes.
Similar to when that started.
No, this is all other additional stuff.
How long's the
Baseball,
tingling
my
going
whole
on?
life. I was a pitcher, so basically when I stopped senior year of high school,
So let's say
2014.
when you're 19 years old or so, 18. Let's say when 18, you started noticing. I'm just curious more of the tingling. So when would you feel it? All day? Just at nighttime? Don't remember.
Certain movements. No,
Okay.
it was just like I could literally go like this and I'll go zing right in.
Gotcha. Okay, so it wouldn't stay tingly. It would just
No.
certain motions would make
Yeah.
it. Okay. All right. So the nerve that goes down your arm comes out of the lower neck, and the lower neck being the very common area where we have disc injury. And when you lift your arm, so for instance, lifting your arm up from the side and tilting your head is the same thing. The hole on that side gets smaller. So we're made up of little wires that go through. I'm just going to use this because it's a little bigger to see. So see how the wire comes through the side and then the disc supports it.
Yeah.
Now if I tilt to the right, the hole on the right gets smaller. Right? If I tilt to the opposite side, it gets bigger.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
So my point is that when you're lifting your arm up, Ed, I would lift my arm up and I'd feel it zing down my arm. Do you understand? That's making the hole on the right side get smaller. Does that happen now if you do that?
What, the zing?
The zing? Does it happen?
I mean, I'm not.
If you lift your arm up, will it zing?
No.
Not like it used to.
No, not like it used to. I mean, I could still feel like minor, like it wants to in my armpit area.
Go ahead and,
But-
just to humor me, I'm just curious. Tilt your head to the left. Go ahead and tilt your head left and just relax it. Don't, not forcefully, just relax it left. Now hold it there. Now lift the arm up on the right.
That hurts right there. I can't go any further.
Okay. So
That's crazy.
interesting. Okay.
But that's upper.
That's more the shoulder.
Yeah.
All right.
What if I did it? No.
Yeah.
Weird.
We got some injuries going on
Yeah.
here. So we got a shoulder injury that we're dealing with, and we got some neck injuries.
So does that happen to go up into here too? Is it like this?
Yes.
This is the occipital nerve or something like that.
Yes.
So lifting, certain movements, I'll get this migraine, this immediate. Just I'll go home and I'll just be miserable for a week because it won't go away. Just immediate, just from the smallest little thing, like a pull up
Right.
or whatever.
So the suboccipital nerves will get irritated from tightness. You have congestion, which then causes the lower neck and shoulder to be hurt. So they're connected, but they're two separate problems. So we have a postural problem and then a mechanical problem of the upper neck causing congestion, inflammation up here, and then abuse of your lower neck and shoulder. So we're going to check out that right shoulder. We'll dig in there. We'll probably get some more. I wouldn't be surprised he has some. And you said you're right-handed pitcher?
Yep.
All right, so we 100% we have some glenohumeral.
Yeah, I got some more information for you too.
Please,
So
yeah.
I have wicked bad. I have really bad sciatic pain. I always have from baseball, and I remember the day it started.
Okay.
I was running, slid in the third days. I couldn't even stand up.
So
Something.
the typical slide.
The simple slide. I did more of a jump slide, landing on
Bam.
this really hard, and it actually allegedly misaligned my sacral joint.
I got
Sacrum.
you. I understand. You jammed it and then, yeah.
Something, and I couldn't tie my shoes for like 2-3 weeks, and this just recently happened again. I was doing deadlifts really light, just regular repetitions. I felt the pop right down there.
So just local, does it go down the leg?
The sacrum.
Symptom. What is that symptoms? Do you have symptoms going down the leg?
Right now, no, but I do. When it does, like when it
Where?
when it inflames, it goes right through like my butt cheek, and
Uh-huh.
right back in the hamstring, and it kind of stops like right here.
Okay. And that's been going on since you were a teenager?
Yeah.
So when the disc gets injured, it starts to occupy space that shouldn't be occupied by anything. So we call this a space occupying lesion. So the disc is, and so then when you have a compressive force, the disc can, if it's already injured, it can then further allow the disc to protrude out and hit the nerve.
Okay.
You also, very likely when you slid also, you also jammed the joint. So the joint got injured and then that's swelling. So you have a swollen joint, swollen disc, and the nerve is in between, not very happy.
No.
And then that, when you hit this guy, it goes down the leg. The local pain is going to be the knuckle. So when Ed, it's hurting right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the knuckle, the joint. The SI joint is this joint between the sacrum and the ilium. So there's a joint here.
Okay.
But nobody ever has surgery on this joint. What happens is, the way I would long-term interpret that slide is that injury to the SI joint made this joint now get tighter, which then puts more stress on your lower back. Left shoulder's markedly high. We got a whole tilt going on here.
You have the same shoulder that's high.
Left shoulder, left hip is high, so he's in. He's kind of.
Do I look like that? All right,
I'm
good.
exaggerating.
All right, good. I'm like,
Yeah,
golly, I'm gonna start.
You're tilted. Well, your body avoids things. If I break my left hip, I'm going to put my weight on the other side. You understand? Your body's going to subconsciously kind of rotate. Look straight forward. I'm going to look at you. All right. Feel about an inch and a half forward head posture. But just a headache right now going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
just definitely a headache.
All right, bend the knees for me. Let me see how you're moving here. Take a deep breath in, little sit up. And head back for me. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let it go. Deep breath in. Exhale. Chin down. Good. You got some tightness in there. All right.
Yeah.
Scoot down for me on your side. Take a deep breath in. Just relax. I got you. Exhale. It's okay. All right. Deep breath in. One more. Exhale. Yeah, definitely. That hip's been injured. Other side for me. All right. Face that for me. Good. All right. Yeah. I mean, his is even bigger than your. The right side of his neck is a mess here.
That's probably why I think mine's not even a big deal. 'cause
Oh.
I feel his every
All right, so this is all flush on the left side. You got a huge knot. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, it's 10 feet.
Hello. Hello. Who put this? All right, so when you tilt your head left, the bones all shift to the right. Okay, so when I have your head, right now your head appears straight with your torso, but the bones are unlevel. I have to tilt you probably significantly. Right about there.
It feels better too.
But your
Just
bone,
the resting point was.
but your bones are level now. Your bones are centered now, but I got to tilt you something like 45 degrees to the right. That's how crooked. It's like when you crashed your bicycle when you were a kid and your handlebars and your tire don't line up, right?
That's funny.
So you're driving around with like your handlebars.
Yeah.
I always ride my bicycle like this. That's ridiculous. Somebody needs to pull it straight with the frame. All right, it's huge. Gee, bud. No wonder you have headaches. All right, so because the bones are crooked, the muscles are working really, really hard, right? The muscles are working, so we can do lasers and electrical pads. Does that make sense? But it's all kind of silly if we don't get the posture fixed. All right, I got you real easy. There we go. There we go. Yes, I know. All right. Give it a second. There we go.
That one sounded louder than the other one.
Yeah, isn't it all
Yes, sir.
stem basically from the neck?
Yes, sir. Yeah, if you meet my father one day, he's, it's kind of like at church when all the answers to the questions when you're a kid are Jesus and love. You weren't paying attention. Jesus loves me. Good job, Edward. I'm glad you were paying attention. Whew. Yes, I got away with one. All the answers in my questions are, it's my neck, right? Correct. Yes, right. I mean, it's all right here. A lot of the domino effects occur because of this being crooked, right? So this is causing the hips, the torso to be crooked. It starts because the head's not level with the shoulders.
Both of their faces, yeah. Both of their faces are.
Because I can see it. When I close my eyes, I can see it. Tangle. All right. Take a break. All right, let's go over here. Oh, I like the left side.
Me too. Me too.
Left side feels great. All right.
So much better. Wow. I got to give myself some credit. Then. This is not both sides.
All right, so how many years pitcher?
Basically from 10 to
Whoa.
18.
Okay. Gotcha. I gotcha. Siblings do it? Just you? Or?
No, it's just me.
Just you? Okay. I gotcha. Were you a good hitter too, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I miss baseball. It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
I ended up getting surgery on my elbow.
Okay.
Not the Tommy John, but
Okay.
I had a bunch of bone spurs in there, I guess.
I gotcha. I think it's one of the hardest things to do is hit a baseball. I think it's one of the most, right? I mean,
It is.
Is it
It's not easy, and it's frustrating when you don't hit it.
Right. I mean, it's like
you get so mad, and you're like, wait, I have like roughly 3 at bats.
right. I mean, it's like, jeez, I tried so hard. Just wasn't any good at it.
He loved baseball, but
I love
he was
baseball.
like, I couldn't hit the ball.
It's hard.
I swear the timing, I don't know, my brain couldn't put 2 and 2 together. I just couldn't get this.
And then you have the actual like starter hitters that just inevitably hit every single time.
Like, what the heck?
You know.
Jeez. I remember one time, I was at like, I think the guy, my coach's house had a batting cage in like his backyard, and I'm in the batting cage, and he puts in the machine, right? And I made, it felt so good. I made like flush contact, and it shot the ball right by his head, like a little port opening.
Yeah.
It went boom right through the, and he looked at me like, now excellent. If you just do that every time, that's like
Yeah.
the only time I ever did it. I did like one.
Excellent. That's so funny. It's like flashbacks.
I have no idea what I just did, but it felt so good.
You do that every time.
Jeez. What I did, I knocked it right through the little window where his head was sticking through.
I got hit in the chest once by doing that. I didn't move out of the way fast enough.
Oh, man.
The ball hit me.
Oh.
I actually hit my cross. When I had my cross, I just put an imprint of Jesus on my chest. It was pretty crazy, actually. I blacked out for a second. I was like, oh my God, that thing kind of maybe saved me, I think. I don't know.
Glad you had, yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
You had the right necklace on. Hey, there you go. But yeah, okay. Yeah, right there. It's getting smaller. It's not as big. There we go. Let me show you the curve. This is where your neck belongs. And that's all it is. It's just about getting them loosened up. We're going to send you home with one of those denturals, and I use this to mold the neck curve back into your neck. And there you go. No reason you need to be living with headaches. How often would you say in a typical week do you have a headache? I mean, if you
I
had
wake up every day with a headache.
Okay, this is going to be very easy to fix. Okay. It does not surprise me with this level of misalignment that you have headaches. Okay, this is
Normal go away like after coffee, but like 4 days of the week it doesn't.
that's. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that chiropractic has failed you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry we've all failed you in terms of this is not a difficult problem to fix. The more difficult things are the sciatica, neuritis. And those take time to fix, but some inflammation in the upper cervical because the bone's out of alignment. It's a handful of visits and teach you how to stretch, and we'll be through this. This is not a difficult disc injury, and then trying to treat an injured disc is more difficult. It takes a lot more time, but this is just get this knot out of here, and I want you to just hang it out over here like there. So.
And how often have you gotten adjusted, like just for headaches, would you say?
I've never gotten adjusted for headaches per se, but
So you told?
I've told, yeah, I
he
definitely
always
mentioned it.
mentions it.
But they don't. They what?
Yeah, no, I mean,
I think because he goes in for chest pain or back.
Okay.
I usually, I'm just, my main priority right now, because
Is
I'm
it
kind of like a
shoulder?
one thing at a time.
The rib and all that.
And it's the
Okay.
ribs. Everything else I could,
All right.
I guess,
I can
deal with.
What's going on here? I'm just scanning here. Okay, we got some injury right there. That's a nice little injury. It's like I'm running my hand down the side of a car. Do you understand? I'm feeling for dents and dings. There shouldn't be that.
I could
Feel that?
too, yeah.
That's a knot. It's
Huh.
an injury. Something tore and then it healed with a ball of yarn. See how smooth here? Smooth, smooth. And I got a nice
These metaphors are funny.
right there. Oh, somebody.
Yeah, I can feel that really doesn't feel too good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Now what happens is the tissue shortens because the total fabric was this long, right? And then it tore and then it healed. Do you understand? So now the total length is not as long. Does that make sense? Like you had a piece of fabric, right? That was this long, and then it got injured, right? It tore, but then it healed in a ball.
It's like a stitch overlap. Yeah.
So now the total length isn't as long because it healed with what we call scar tissue. It healed with a scar that I can feel as a knot, and so that then holds your shoulder forward. Does that make sense? Because because this shortened, your shoulder doesn't reset back to center. It now stays forwardly rotated because of this injury in your pec. And then that puts stress on your shoulder, the glenohumeral joint, the rotator cuff. Your ability to tear your rotator cuff goes up because of the cables on the backside now are held tight, and you can injure your supraspinatus, your rotator cuff. My point is that people are set up for these injuries. The alignment that you're in when you play golf or when you weightlift or when you're doing construction makes injuries easy to happen, right? Like if you drove your car with a bad alignment, now the tires are going to wear out unevenly because the alignment was wrong. Well, driving your car just wore out my tires. No, driving your car with a bad alignment caused them to wear out. It was still the alignment that was the problem. Oh boy. Oof.
Yeah, I could feel that pretty deep too.
Yeah.
That's sending things.
Yeah, you've baseball's busted some stuff up right here, anterior deltoid. All right. I just vacuum. I call this my vacuum cleaner. I'm just going to vacuum and, how many passes with the vacuum cleaner until it's clean? I have no idea. You just keep making passes until it comes up clear. The more dirt that's in the carpet, the more passes you got to make. He's got a nice tear on his right, and this makes you tilt your head left to get away from it. So we call that antalgia. Anta means away from, algia means pain. So you don't notice it because you're tilted. You're saying, I didn't notice it until you stuck your thumb in there, Ed, and correct, because you've broken your right ankle and you got all your weight in your left ankle, and you're like, my right ankle's fine. It's not fine. You're avoiding it. Go put some weight on it. Oh, now it hurts. You hurt me. No, I just showed you what you're avoiding.
Yeah.
You're tilting away from it.
You hurt me.
Well, right, because I'm making you confront the things that you're running away from.
Yeah.
And confrontation, our world teaches avoidance. We literally call them painkillers. That's literally avoidance. We're not going to deal with the reason for why we're in pain. We're just going to turn off the check engine light, and that's considered treatment. If you put your hand on a stove and your hand hurts, what should you do? Give painkillers? or remove your hand from the stove.
Yeah, I've gotten cortisone on my shoulder, and it
Right.
eliminated it for a bit.
Correct,
And
but-
then tenfold after it
Correct.
went away. It's like, yeah, I'm
If I
not
get punched
doing
in
that
my-
anymore.
If I get punched in my face swells up. What should I do? Not get punched in the face anymore, or inject cortisone in my face to reduce the swelling? It's like,
Yeah.
you gotta stop being punched in the face. Yeah, but yeah, right here. Oh yeah, it's all.
Yeah.
Gee whiz, bud, it's all. It's easy. It's easy. You just gotta. It's not easy to change the posture, so we can make it feel better by cleaning it. It's like sweeping up the floor, right? I can clean up the mess, but we gotta also teach you to take your shoes off the front door, your muddy shoes, because you keep on doing things that keep tracking in mud, and that's the stretching, which will show that goes to the root cause of the postural misalignment that you're in, that's making this fill up with fluid, irritating the rib head joint, giving you the pain. But yeah, this is just, I mean, it's all swollen right here, bud. It was so significant when you were sitting. It was, usually I have to wait till you're face down to feel it. I could feel it popped up when you were just sitting there.
Yeah, it's
It was so swollen.
Nightmare.
Yeah, okay, I'm all right, bud. It's swollen. This is a swollen joint. It's got loaded with pain fibers. You gotta compress. Oh, right there.
Does it shoot through you when he does that?
It's like a full body freaking numbing.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to breathe.
Oh. If you need a break, definitely
No,
tell
we're
him.
good.
Like,
We're good.
we
I'm
don't-
just gone.
So mine was just warm up out.
Huh?
My stuff was just warm up.
Oh man, it's just. Oh yeah, I know, but we didn't get to choose our parents. I had a chiropractor as a father. You know, all right, all right. It's like having your father being an orthodontist or a dentist, right? It's like, you know, you're gonna be taught more about how to take care of your teeth. You know, I was taught to value and care for my spine, and our world just, you know, we didn't have the same level of guidance, and so you had injuries, and you told people that you were hurting, and they're like, just here's some ibuprofen, here's some, go lay down on the couch. Okay, that's not going to deal with the problem. It's just going to grow larger. And there you go. There we go. Okay. This is what's causing the lower back all here. This is.
Yeah, that exact spot's been twitching like crazy.
Oh, right there.
I'm like holding my breath for him.
You do. You start to like feel it yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I see what the. Everything that I'm doing to you has been done to me by my father way harder.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't know what this feels like. I do. Oh, I do. My dad has had no mercy on me.
Makes sense though.
My father expects perfection from my spine. So, Dad, that really hurts. Shut up. There we go. It's calming down, but yeah, right there. Right there, yeah. How fast was your fastball?
The senior year I was high 80s.
Okay, that's pretty good. Wow. That's amazing. I know it's about control, not just speed. I know it. The Greg Maddox approach.
I think I had probably 2 weeks of the senior season though, and then my arm was like, you gotta stop.
Yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
This one hurts more than the other side.
Mm-hmm. You're abusing the right side, but this is actually the frozen side. You guys are actually both mirrors. Right, it's right neck, left,
Right?
left middle tightness. It's the exact. Yeah.
In the like
Mhm.
shoulder and
You guys are both.
like,
His is just 3
Way
times
worse.
worse.
Yeah.
But it's the same. It's the same shift.
It makes
But
sense though, 'cause I feel like I'm in pain. Like,
Right there.
The perfect undertone of his. I always feel what he feels, but not as strong.
how long you guys know each other?
Like a year and a half.
Okay. Right, to whip your right arm around in a fast motion, right, this has to be solid.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get the idea?
Yeah.
For him to be a fast right-handed pitcher, this has got to be moving. This has got to be locked
True.
to allow you to torque this quickly. So all of that encourages over the years immobilization of the left side of his back until you don't really feel the parts that don't move until meet the elbow.
Yeah, right.
Hello, what's going on in here? Does anybody work? Yeah, right there.
No, I'm not gonna do anything you do, but is it bad if I do? go
Please,
into
no, you
stuff?
can dig in here,
Okay.
dig in.
Because it does seem to help.
Good, yes, he needs as much as possible in here to, whatever you can give me to loosen. But even focus on the left here, the left needs it too. This,
Yeah, we have it there.
Good.
It's just on the one side.
Yeah, right
I feel
there.
like if I go too hard, it's actually bad for him. But after seeing you, I realized I could go harder.
Yeah.
So,
The words normal and common have been blurred
Yeah.
as synonymous when they're not. It's common to have these type of things. It's not normal. And so.
And what about him working out again? Because I know he wants to start.
My main thing is that when he works out, I want to try to get him into a better alignment and to get his whole spine working. And by getting those 2 things addressed, have a nice, happy life, do whatever you want to do. But until we get all the parts of his back moving, when you're working out or golfing, it's highly likely that you don't have your whole spine. And so the parts that are working age at a faster rate. So you're 27, whatever, and part of your spine's going to be 40
Yeah.
or 50. And you feel as old as the average age of the parts of your spine that move.
He says that all the time.
Right. So you're going to feel older.
Looks like he shoved his whole elbow behind your scapula.
Yeah.
Little. Oh, Lord.
He's got some bodies buried underneath here. Yeah. Oh, man.
At least they're not complaining for nothing.
All right, all right. That's about right.
If everything's been twice as bad as mine, I'm picturing his back right now.
Yeah, it's just on this right here on this ribs. It's just not a. Just like I said earlier, it's a highly sensitive area. It's a highly sensitive area where if the tissue is inflamed, it's going to give you some bit debilitating pain, but it's not an expensive problem. All you have to do is clean the joint and, Adam, you fixed me. But because the posture's not right, and it's back again. Right.
Yeah.
So we have to fix the posture. It's easy to clean the carpet, but if you don't stop tracking in mud, it's going to get dirty again. So most of chiropractic just sweeps the floor.
Have you had Gua Sha before? Cupping?
She's done it to my,
Just
my
the face
like under my
attachment,
eyes.
Like not neck like you're doing. I just did to the lymph
Good.
nodes because I read that you have to
Yeah.
release the lymph stuff. But
There's a
nothing
significant amount
crazy.
here on his ribs.
It was more headache, like Gua Sha stuff I tried. It didn't work. So,
Oh.
I mean, he said it felt better. It just didn't
Feels
go away.
feels good though.
Yeah, he loves
Good.
it. It just I didn't release his headache as often.
You got a good girlfriend.
Aw.
Trying to help you.
Definitely. She's always working on my body.
That's nice.
the athletes are always at the forefront of problems, right? It's like the people that take a new car and drive it off-road versus driving on a smooth road, right? The person that drives their car off-road since brand new is going to have more problems than a car that was driven on smooth roads.
Right.
Not maybe, not possibly, it's just the way it is. So you guys off-roaded for years.
Yeah.
That's why I put you in that category. Gymnastics. All those questions were,
Yeah.
how much off-roading did you do? Oh, I did quite a bit. I did vault and I did some vault off-roading. This area is just right there. It's just under. But it's really the left that's locked. He's just abusing the right. So just getting his left side working is actually going to take the stress off the right. Part of the pain and the stress on the right is actually that it's abused and swollen, but the left's actually jammed.
So if I'm like massaging him, just like rubbing, so every time after he needs to do that head thing.
We're gonna The goal is we're gonna go over the stretching. We might bring in even a roller a little bit today. The alignment is what's creating the position, which is creating the stress. So if we just loosen him up and we don't counter stretch, we have the scary position where we could making his posture worse, right? If we just lengthen all the tissue and then you go sit on the couch, does that make sense?
Yeah.
You actually can make somebody's alignment worse easier. So we want to loosen him up
Yeah.
and then bring him to the right position and then let it all harden and settle down in the right position versus it can be a little scary if we just do even chiropractic or massage and we don't.
Yeah, first doing that and him laying on the side and going to bed.
Right.
I don't want him to do.
Right, we just loosen him up and then we now we can go even
Which
deeper.
is probably what last night happened. Yeah.
We can go even deeper into the wrong alignment. Perfect.
Yeah. Noted. That's good to know.
It's
because
scary.
That's what we've been doing.
It's scary. It's a little.
Nobody's taught
I know.
these
That's
things,
so
so.
Right, like-
It's like amazing to know.
Part of it being tight wasn't going to move very much.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to misalign so much because it was all jammed. I just loosened it. Wow, jeez.
He's heavier than me.
Yeah. All right, dude. I got you, bud. Breathe. Breathe. And exhale. Exhale. There it is. Yes. We got one more to do, bud.
Nice.
There it is. We got it. Did you hear it? You feel it?
Yeah, I
You
felt
it?
that one. That feels like in the exact spot of my rib area too.
Yeah, we got it. Oh, goodness gracious. This guy's torso's heavy, man.
Actually, he was still working out.
That's a heavy torso. It doesn't look that heavy, but he's dense. He's like solid packing material. All right, breathe.
Oh my god! I feel like this gonna snap me in half. Oh. I haven't been handled like that before.
We should play the Imagine Dragons song. Whatever it takes. Pull me like a ripcord. There we go. Okay, but yeah, he just needs compression right here. He just needs to get that rib better. He's got to hold. I know it's just so swollen. You even can try to even put arch up. Put your elbows underneath the table. So arch up, put underneath you.
Like that?
Yeah,
Oh, like this.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Have him arch up and then. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You push on that spot with him arching back. That makes sense. If you want to you want to compress it mechanically with him arching up and then elbow him if he can handle it until his shoulders hurt. And if his shoulders hurt, and lay back face down. But
Yeah.
a lot of this is all secondary to the stretching. If we can just get him stretching, you won't even need to do a lot of this.
Okay.
We're doing this to make the spine limber so that the stretching will actually work. It won't work if he's all stiff and.
Yeah, center back's definitely. It's like not. I don't know how to use the verbiage for this. It just feels good.
It needed that. That was. There's only so much you can get in neutral. You have to actually arch back. So my dad taught me that when I was a teenager. I call it the bow move because my dad's Dr. Bow, and so it looks like a bow also. So he's arching you back, and then you get that extra adjustment by going into extension, really closing those joints. But here's the problem. I mean, this is.
Oh yeah, it really spreads out too.
I mean, it's all that redness.
And that's the left side.
That's your left side. That's what's frozen.
God.
I mean, there's definitely some here on the right, but
Mm-hmm.
you're locked, and so you're abusing this side.
And it's directly across where because that's where
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I think where the main
Yes,
pain is.
that's where it is, yeah.
So it's directly across.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, relax, but I got you. Okay. Okay, we'll come around one. Okay, let's see how that
Feels like it wants to though.
Oh, wow. I mean, that was... Okay. I see what I'm up against. All right, I see.
Bring out like a sledgehammer.
Okay, ankle's real jammed. Wow. That was...
Oh,
That was good.
you got the right one.
Yeah, I got
So this, I guess it's the left one. Then.
Now I'm just looking up the technique.
Yeah, the technique will put a whole body on it.
Strapped down.
Hold him.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. That one's real tough. This is
Got
definitely.
some.
It shouldn't require that much,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, these are more normal. Yeah, it's just. You probably. Yeah, it's bigger. No, you see the knuckle here is bigger. This knuckle right here, you stand on this left leg more, so he's jamming this more. A huge difference. This is more normal. Feel the difference? Like the size of this knuckle here. If you take the sock off, but this knuckle here is not nearly as big. I mean, it's a huge.
It does feel.
That knuckle right here is huge. There.
Huh.
There's no big
Yeah,
bump.
no, you could. Yeah, I could even.
So abuse. He's abused this knuckle, and that's why it's so jammed.
Yeah.
It's really a left foot when you see him standing.
Yeah.
He's gonna. You're saying you gotta stop.
I'm doing it now.
But see,
Well,
it's feeding them. Remember how I showed you? It's this. This is your misalignment. I'm exaggerating. Remember the right side of your neck's all popped up, right? You see, you gotta start standing like this. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So because you like to stand on your left foot, that's what's creating the jam there. But that's really ultimately daggone. It's all your neck.
Yeah.
You see, it's the neck that creates your favoritism, because that helps to feed your head tilt.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you got it. Feels good. All right. There it is. Nice. Okay.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
If you wiggle it around, Gua Sha it, will it go? Oh, sorry, the toe I was thinking, or the ankle.
They'll kill me. This guy's. Yeah, they move a little bit, but yeah, this toe, I don't.
I'm just curious.
It's.
Everything's done.
It's just the bone's grown. He's got adhesions in here. It needs.
I think I've gone from his big toe like once in a year and a half. So.
I don't think you've ever gotten
Yes.
one.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly I don't remember.
I'm sorry. It's swollen. It's actually not just that it's. So the swelling is what brings in acidity. Acidity is what attracts the calcium. That's why the joints grow.
Hydrolocked.
It's hydrolocked, exactly. All right. Yeah, it isn't.
Is it moving?
I don't.
Even-
Yeah, a little bit right there.
little bit?
It moves. It moves. Well, feel like you can feel the joint. It's just there's no air bubbles in there.
The
It's all
joint
fluid.
is separating, it's just too fluidy.
All right. Press back with your elbow to mine. There we go.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, press back with your elbow. There we go. Good. There we move a little bit. All right.
All right, Ash, take notes.
No, I'm not doing that ever.
Go ahead and tilt head left for me. Left for me. Ah. All right, go ahead and tilt left for me. Okay, good.
Can you crack jaws?
Give me 1 second. Tilt that right. Tilt my light. Okay, good. All right. The jaw. So the jaw is mainly inflamed because of forward head posture. So everybody's jaw gets injured and tight, and I go, we got to get the head back. Ultimately, it's all to me. The clicking, all the popping happens The masseter muscle gets tight. I had a girl the other day, she had a real tight masseter on this side because her hip is forward and the left. And so she has to go, for a real easy thing you can do is bring your head back and you'll feel where it mainly pulls here in the jaw. You'll feel it. Does that make sense? You actually feel it in the jaw. So as you're bringing your head back, it stretches out tightness that's in the jaw. So when your head is forward, does that make sense? This gets tighter and tighter, which then causes when you open and shut the jaw to be clicking instead of going there and digging into
I
that.
just listened to him.
Anyway.
How do you, tell him about this, because he can work on it more. Like, how does it feel? Maybe
So-
stretch first, like.
Chest is good. I can still feel a little bit
Okay.
right there.
Yeah, we got to
It's
stretch.
Still
but-
there.
Yeah, on your back for me. Let me see if I can adjust it one more time. A little more, yeah, there we go. Yeah, a little more. Yeah.
That one actually felt like it was right on the spot.
Hey, move a little more. It's just, we got to hold it now. We have to harden in the right position. And then mastering this for 20 minutes. See, it took chiropractors 100 years to realize that you can't change position, you can't change posture through adjustment. If somebody told you that, they're either naive or they're lying. It's not possible for me to change the position that rib is in. Do you understand? All of that was used to make it loosened up and mobile so that we can stretch effectively and deeply, so that the stretching will change your posture. It was years of stretching forward that made it, injury and then healing forward that made the misalignment. So now we have to loosen you and then counter stretch.
Can you temporarily change it? Is that, it's just
Correct.
a
Okay, all right, so-
debated question that people always discuss, right?
Let's say for 15 or 30
It's
seconds.
specific, okay, yeah.
For 15 or 30 seconds, the joint, of course, they take an x-rays people while they're being adjusted. You can see the bone moving, but then the ligaments pull it right back out of alignment. And so there's no lasting, it didn't hold. They always use the word holding. The adjustment didn't hold. Of course it didn't hold because you didn't do any stretching to change the reason for why the bone was out of place, which is the rubber bands that wrap the spine called ligaments. So we need to stretch the front. This all has to open up and stretch. And part of that was I was saying earlier, the injury to your pec is also preventing you from being able to stretch back, right? Because this all has to open up. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So the tightness on the front is as much or, as of a problem as this won't come together. This has to, you understand, come together. This has to open up at the same time. They both have to go, we call it coupled motion. They go at the same time. Fingers go tingler or numb, put them to the side or put them down, but we want to stretch your shoulders back, right? But you're going to work all these angles. That makes sense?
Like you do change your arm
Yeah,
positions.
you'll find where it's tight.
Yeah, no.
That makes sense?
Yep.
I want all, and I'm really good at this. Okay, great. Do it here. And then do it here. I want all these angles to be easy, right? So there's different fibers of the pec and deltoid that have to be stretched out, and you'll find where it's that makes sense? You'll figure out where the tightest part is, and surprise, surprise, that's where I want you to be the most back. I want you working on where it's the most difficult.
Left, it might still be restricted, but
It's still
Yeah.
restricted.
that's interesting. So
Same
it's still in the
thing, top up
shoulder.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I can get a little bit higher.
A little bit.
It's weird if I apply pressure like that, like
Yeah,
I'm pushing
yeah.
down on this and it's not doing anything.
Right.
Yeah, we got scar tissue in there, but yeah. We'll keep working on it.
Oh, I
Good.
appreciate you guys getting me in so
Excellent. Thank you.
You did great. Good job.
Thank you.
Nice.